Hi everyone, welcome to my Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting me and enjoying these exercises that I send you, share with you. It's something that has truly kept me sane on days when I didn't know what to do. And by creating these little simple exercises for myself, I learned ways of coping with whatever it was that was going within me. These are spaces and moments where we can actually have a deeper conversation with our true selves. And I created this pattern in my previous video, which was connected to when you feel anxious, what can you do? Like do this. And now I wanted to kind of work furthermore, giving you two kind of options where you can, one was, when you feel like you need to know everything, like when you are kind of like a control freak, and we all are at some point in our life, we wanted to know what is happening. And the magic is in actually trusting that whatever will happen, and whatever will happen is going to be the best thing that could ever happen. So you remove the anxiety also, but you also take care of your present moment, and you say, I'm not going to worry about the future, but in this moment, I want to feel certain, grounded, and nurtured. So, this second part that I'm creating with you is where you move into this grid. I'm going to divide it into two sections, and I'm going to do just one section with you right now. And the next section will be for another exercise. So, I'll just draw a little line in between here, just to make it fun. I'm gonna do it a little diagonal just to make it fun. That you could just go straight like this, but I'm thinking it'd be so much fun to visually create something a little bit off the grid. So I'm putting a line here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this side today, and I'm going to work on this side later, so that we can get two exercises out of this one. Of course, it's your choice what you choose to do. You can either do this as a whole thing, or you can actually do it half and half, however you please. For me, it's always like, I don't like to rush my pieces. I don't like to rush these exercises. I like to take them really slowly, so that they don't overwhelm me, and I'm able to connect to my creativity with no pressure, with no end result, with no like, I have to be done by this time, by this is what it is. So again, that's another thing that we have, like control freak. We're so controlled by the delivering of a product, or of something, that we're so trained, like we're brainwashed to kind of always get to the end, and we overlook the process. So this process right now that I will be sharing with you is going to be about nurturing, about love, about gentleness, about uncertainty of not knowing, but knowing not knowing what will be, but in this moment knowing that you are held and you are loved. And for that, what I've got is, I've got two brushes here. I have a feeling, yeah, one is 9, one is 8. I'm going to be using number 8. And as always, I don't like to immerse into too many tools and too many pigments and too many things, because that's not creativity for for consciousness. For me, it's about doing this exercise, not focusing on your skill, but rather what happens within you. The dialogue that happens with you and this piece is what really matters to me. How you evolve, how you move through this piece is what really truly is the magic part. As always, have my tissue here, have my water container here, and as I as I dive into the video, what I'm going to do is, so we are going to work with not having control and trusting in the uncertainty. Now, if you see, I have this old palette which has all these colors. I can see shades of them, but I still don't know what color it would look like on my sheet of paper. So what I'm going to do is, without thinking, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, like one by one, and place them wherever my heart desires, so that I'm not controlling what I'm doing. The only thing I'm controlling is picking the color in a certain order, but that's about it. And halfway through, I'll lose the order and I'll just go as my heart desires to whichever color I want to go to. So you can do that either, or I'm just going to go one by one for now, but then you can choose to do however you want to. And the other thing is, because I used ink has a beautiful way of blending. So even if you didn't have these colors, it doesn't matter. You can just use a wet brush, dip it into water, a little bit dab on the sheet of tissue, and all you can do is bring the color down in like this. And that in itself is a beautiful way to work with this. I'm going to do a few of them just with this. Water, when we see it, has a very therapeutic effect on us. And when we work with it, it really truly helps us to calm down. When we see this blending happening, when we move our hands, moving the water, water has this effect that calms our nervous system. It purifies us from all toxins and things that we've been carrying in the day, you know. Just a few minutes of slowing down can help you miraculously, guys. And you pick your brush up, you don't need a lot, you just need water and a desire to be with yourself. There's so many times we spend time with all the other people, doing things for other people, and this is something that will help you feel balanced, so you can actually have better relationships when you're in a better mental space. And through these exercises, you'll get to know your emotions better. You'll be able to manage what you're feeling. You'll be able to have a conversation with yourself. You'll be able to kick in those creative juices. You know, there's so many times we've been told that you can't paint, or you know, you didn't go to arts college and things like that. Well, that's just not true. Just softly, a little bit of a color. I don't know where I'm going to put it. And this is realizing that the uncertainty, the not knowing, will lead me to a path that will still create this piece as beautiful as it's meant to. There's no force, there's no trying to be, there's no better or worse. It's just letting the color be the guide. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. You can't know. So it's a good idea to let go of those thoughts that are going in circles in your head. And just enjoy seeing the water come onto the sheet of paper, blending the tones, and just holding your eyes to it. It's the eye and hand coordination. It's what we do and how we feel together. What happens is sometimes we're feeling things and we don't know how to behave with that feeling that we have. These exercises take you to a place within you where you can actually connect to your inner voice, inner self, and have a dialogue, you know. In an evening, just sit back and do this exercise, and you will feel so loved in yourself. There's this feeling of softness that comes through this. Just allowing yourself to be. There's nowhere I'm going to put the color. Just be guided by the triangles themselves. When you look at the piece itself speaks to you. It's like you are alive and so is the piece. And so let the piece be your teacher, be your guide. Look at the shapes. Where would you like to add more? Where would you like to not add the color? How would you like it to be, shaded or flat? Have these conversations with yourself. Am I going in the line? Do I want to be outside the line? How can I bring in more precision? How can I be more organic? Whatever it is that you choose, you want to do. Just washing my brush and going on to the next color. Be gentle, be slow, be kind with yourself. We always want to know things, we always want to work out things. But things are, in life, whatever happens, happens in the best possible way for you. And when we start trusting the universe, we let go of control because we know that the universe is not going to do anything that is bad for you. It will always guide you towards that what is best for you. It doesn't matter what colors you use, it doesn't matter what brush you use, whatever it is that you have in your hand, whatever it is that you feel like using, just be gentle, just be kind. I'm not going to go over this side, but I don't want the pencil line showing in my piece, so I'm just removing the pencil line. When you look at this piece, think of it, it is something that is getting created inside you. So these pieces are part of you and your experience. Places where you wanted to know, you're being guided that it's going to turn out beautiful. Even if you don't know which triangle will have what color, you do still know, and you know in your heart that whatever the color may be, it's all going to come together in the end. It's all about trust. Trusting yourself, trusting the universe, trusting your intuition. How much are you willing to trust yourself? How much are you willing to trust the universe? Every stroke you make, you connect to your soul. Every time you create a shape, you fill in the space, you are reminding yourself of the gentleness that you deserve. You deserve to be loved in a way that the universe is going to show you, and it's going to be amazing. It's in the stillness, we find our own voice. It's in the stillness we connect to our own selves, because we're sitting with ourselves having a conversation with who we are. There's no right or wrong. There's no like, if I do it here, what will happen? There's no questions. All through our days, we go through so many questions of, if I do this and then this will happen and that will happen. This is just saying, enjoy the process. Let the triangles and squares and whatever the shape, let them just be. Try not to control. Just allow the colors to guide you. I'm going on to the next color. Everything in life, when you turn back and look, seems to be just right. But when we're going through it, it feels like a turmoil. How are we going to do, what we're going to do, why we're going to do, that sort of questions. This exercise helps us to remind us that no matter what path you take, no matter where you put this green color, it's still going to look good. It's always going to look good because that's your intention. Your intention is not to make this look ugly. The universe, when it creates you, when it's given you a life, you're part of this universe. Why would it do anything bad to you? That what you think you don't know is because it's actually good for you to not know, right? Because then you get a surprise. Oh my God, what's going to happen? And that's more fun. When you know, half the fun is gone. It's like, yeah, no, it becomes quite boring. I wanted to use music in my videos, but then I realized it's actually so much fun to just speak with silence, in silence, because it has a different feeling. Because we hear so much noise and, we're constantly scrolling through our screens and things like that. This is just something which sort of removes the cluttered sound, and I wanted it to be like just pure, clean voice of either your heart, your connection with your peace. Uncertainty. Life is never going to be certain and is never going to be perfect. It's an illusion that people create in their hearts and heads and, in social media or whatever, about life being perfect, because if it was perfect, it actually would be really boring. And every day in, every day out, the same thing, same thing. I'm going on to the next color. Now, sometimes your colors will be inside, sometimes your brush stroke might be a little outside. Now, that's where you learn, oh, this one, that's where you learn that it might happen and it might not be something that you like, but so what? What are you gonna do? Accept it, right? Be okay with it. It's fine. It's life. It needed to do that, and you're okay. You survived. Art can be so forgiving, but we make it so, like so demanding. We kind of say this and that and that and this. But it can actually be so soothing to our soul if we do it in a way where we're respecting our emotions, we're respecting our skills. in uncertainty, we also learn a lot about ourselves. How will we survive? How well we can dance in the rain, as they say. And I made a blunder here. See how it's kind of gone over and smudged from my finger. Now, there are two options. I could go like, oh no, I made a mistake. Or I could say, oh, that's happened. All right. There's no need to fix it. There's no like, I'm not going to go like over it. Oh, let me just fix it. That comes in as our savior syndrome. Trying to always fix things, fix people, fix places, fix. Fixing, what it does is it takes away from accepting what it is. It's always in the becoming phase, becoming. We have to learn to, yes, become, but also the being. Human being. That's why we're called human beings. Because there's a part of us which is really settled. Our soul is actually never agitated. It's really calm. When you connect to your soul through your art, you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so cool inside. Like, I'm so relaxed. It's just the mind. It's just our ego that's wanting us to like, do it right, do it better, do it fast, do it this way, do it that way. But the soul is going to say, hang on, what's happening here? Let me just go and see what color I can add there. And it's so relaxed because it knows whatever it is that you do, when you're doing it with intention and attention, it's okay. That's all that matters, right? It's the effort. It's not about perfection. It's not about creating a piece that's going to hang on the walls of galleries and things. This is your journey, your piece, your connection to your soul. Why does it even have to be pretty? It just has to be what it's meant to be, right? Why is there so much pressure on our heart to always perform and be and act and put on this mask of, you know, being happy? Well, this is just how it is. It is neither happy nor sad. It's just plain pretty colors. That's it. You don't even have to do that. It's just your communication with yourself. It's your time with you. Even if you're like not looking at the screen while I'm painting, you're still hearing me. And so you're with me and I'm with you. And isn't that magical? How people connect, how we do things together, even though we're like miles apart, even though you don't even know who I am, we still are connected through art, through something that we're doing together. That's just so precious. It's like time and space doesn't matter when we choose to be creating, because no matter how far apart we are, we can still share this experience together. I love art. I love being able to express through these journeys and become fully present. And also just be very forgiving towards myself, like not trying to be a good or a bad artist or putting a label on myself, but rather just letting myself enjoy these exercises and help myself feel a balance in them. I'm just going to change another color. So when we don't know the future, we need to be very nurturing towards ourselves. We're never going to know the future, I just realized. But what we really need to do is be nurturing towards ourselves. If we're going to hush and rush ourselves, if we're going to stress ourselves, we won't be able to create. or be in the flow. To be in the flow, you have to not ask questions. You just not have to be always, if I do this, what will happen? When this happens, what will happen? How will this happen? Why does this happen? And you embrace this moment as, this is what's happening. I am here. I am just being. I'm enjoying the colors. I'm slowing my day down. I'm with myself. I am my friend. I am choosing this time to be with me. I am learning to connect to my inner voice, to my intuition. I am being guided towards that what's best for me. Whatever gets created in my life, just like this piece, is going to be absolutely beautiful. How can it not be? For the universe only creates beauty. It's about embracing your whole self. It's about saying, I like this triangle even though I didn't color it well. It is a part of me. It is a part within me, and I love it. I love the whole thing because it is a part of me that is reflecting that I'm okay. I've gone through something. I've gone through maybe a turmoil where the colors sort of came out. I spilled out a little. I might not have been at my best behavior. But then look at the triangle next to it. I'm all right. I survived. It's pulling yourself into your center, into your present moment. That's the trick. When we keep doing that, we keep building a relationship with our intuition and with the universe. And so when we say this to the universe, I'm creating this piece completely trusting you that you are holding me, and as I create this piece, I know it's going to be as beautiful as my life, for this is what is within you. And so the universe hears it, and the universe gives you the best. It says, oh, you trust me. You think that this is good. Well, let me show you what is good. And it will actually give you more. When you're in that space of calmness, of being connected to your voice, you automatically are actually affirming to the universe that you're ready for all the goodness, because you feel so good, you start attracting good. You feel so calm, you start attracting calm. Through these exercises, the deeper you go in your heart, the many times you do this, the more times you're going to find that actually you connect better to your intuition. Your pieces will start reflecting that. I remember going through my own journey. I was very, I used to spend hours on pieces, and I used to do them over and over and over again to bring balance into my life, where I kept telling myself, no matter what chaos is happening outside of me, I'm never going to give up art. I'm never going to let go of my brush and my pen and my pigments, because this is what brings me back home in myself. And so I'm never going to let me move out of my own home. There we go. Just moving on to the next color. There's no judgment as to, oh, it looks so pretty. oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, you've made a mistake there. There's nothing of that sort. There's no need for that kind of dialogue when you're doing art. It doesn't need to be there. You don't need to judge your creativity. You see, creativity is your connection to the universe, to all of creation. And if you're going to judge yourself as in what am I creating, which means you're actually judging the universe for what it is allowing you to create. And that just doesn't seem right, does it? I'm sorry, I realized that I was just so in the corner of the screen. Anyway, I'm back now. The universe only creates beauty, just like you and me. And so when we create, reflecting the universe that is within us, we do create beauty. For that's who we are. And we create it with love. For that is what we're filled with. You see, the jug that you are, the clay vessel, the body that you are, within you is just love. It is us who actually fill the jug up with different emotions, but it's not, the universe did not create you with hatred or, it gave you emotions to feel, but do not hold on to them. They don't define you. Nothing really does define you other than the fact that you're beautiful and you are love. That's it. In my head, that's where I find so much peace. It's like everybody is a part of the universe. So if your universe is this whole body and we are little parts, so one is a finger, one is the cells of the finger, one is this tiny little line in my hand, one is something else. And so how can it be that I am more beautiful than you, or you are more beautiful than me, because we're all part of the same body, right? So my this finger is equally pretty, my this finger is equally pretty, and my triangles are, every triangle is pretty in its own way, right? There's no like this one, this triangle looks best, right, but so does the other one next to it. And so we start trusting the universe a bit more in what it's creating. Through this exercise, we start trusting in uncertainty and seeing that there is beauty in that. We don't need to attach ourselves to anything that we don't want to. Nothing really does define us. For whatever will happen, will happen. And whatever ever happens is always good for us. Always good for us. It increases our faith, in our own selves. I generally have these colors like blues and greens just because I work with them. It's not so that you guys need to do it too. This is more just because I personally have them as I work on my other pieces with these colors. But in no way there is any restriction over colors when it comes to my sessions. I always have this thing that make sure you are actually you actually feel free in your color palette, because colors are actually the language of your soul. And so you need to be experimenting with tones and things that you want to. There is a line, but I don't want to go on these pieces. I'm going to leave them. I really hope that you enjoyed this nurturing of your soul and received some kind of insight or a message or guidance or something you could learn today or do with me. I really, really am very appreciative of you supporting me through this Patreon. It makes me want to keep going. Please do feel free to share the information with people you know who can benefit from such exercises to just calm their nerves down. And you know, there's so much that happens in our lives, and sometimes we just need an outlet. So if you can provide them with something that is nurturing, kind and gentle towards someone's soul, then it's a win-win situation. And you know, the best part is not only do your nerves get calmer, you really start becoming very creative. The more you do these exercises, the more you start seeing patterns and, you know, colors differently, and you start, you know, getting excited and curious about what more can you do, you know. And trust me, you truly awe yourself by your creativity as you journey within, because there's so much inside us, like an ocean inside us, which we don't even know. So there we go. That's what it looks like. I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know in the comments or message me on my WhatsApp or wherever it is that you're in touch with me. Let me know how this goes for you, and if you have any suggestions that you'd like me to create videos for, any kind of emotion, anything that you feel that you want to work through with me, guide me and I will share the tutorial for you. I'm sending you lots of love, light and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and share your piece if you feel you want to. Take care of yourselves now. I'll see you soon. Bye.